Good evening. My name is Roger Williams. I'm the founder of Providence. I was initially brought to Massachusetts from London as a Puritan minister. However, I was exiled from the Massachusetts Bay Colony, and because of this, I have declared this settlement open to those seeking freedom from the church and from civil matters. That is one of the primary reasons that I am no longer affiliated with those in Massachusetts. The other main reason is because of some ideals that we were differentiating on in terms of the native Indians. These issues led to my expulsion from Massachusetts in 1635, as I had already said. Initially, the leaders of the Massachusetts Bay Colony wanted to send me back to England. However, because I was open to this, I was actually kind of happy for this. I decided to live with some native Indians for around 3 months. This led them to not have to expel me from the colonies. Then, in 1636, a year after, I was able to form Providence. This also led to the founding of the very first Baptist church in America. This is all very good and interesting, but let us speak more about why our ideas with the Massachusetts Bay Colony are so starkly different. When I moved from Massachusetts, I decided to go to Narragansett Bay. I had purchased the land from the Narragansett Indians. They are very good people, and this is their land. Unlike most of those who have come before me, and those who have come after me since my founding of Providence, I again purchased this land. Charters are very common from the king. This is good for him, but for the people who lived here much longer than we have, this is stealing. I do not agree with this, I do not believe in this, and that is why I decided to purchase it. Even though their language is very different than ours, they are very similar to us. We both have similar feelings, we both have similar mindsets, we all agree on certain things. You hear all these stories of different places, different areas, Jamestown and others who have had issues with the native people. That's never been my intention. I think that they're different than us in a lot of their ways, but we can all come together to make this world and this new world a much better place. As I stated earlier, I do not believe that governments should have power over religious matters. This is a very big difference, and probably the primary reason that I was kicked out of Massachusetts. I do not believe that the Puritans were correct in this idea, and I don't think that religion and civil law were meant to be enforced by the government. I have been quoted as saying, "But who is to decide who truly fears the Lord? The magistrate has no power to enforce religious demands. The law of the first table of the Ten Commandments are not regulation for a civil society or political order. They belong to the realm of religion, not politics." I don't think that we should have these people who are trying to judge us by the Ten Commandments. I think we should all follow the Ten Commandments. I believe that these were meant for good, and they are put into place as a positive. However, who has the right to judge us on these? I believe that every Christian knows when they are saved by Christ. No other man can say if someone else is saved. That is the reason that I believe there should be no religious qualification for voting. Because of this belief in others, I made sure that Providence was safe for all people of religions. No one can tell me whether or not I'm a Christian. I know, as well as God, But those in Massachusetts cannot tell me whether or not I am one, and they cannot tell anyone else whether they are or not. No one has the right to keep you from voting. That is very important for citizens to be able to vote and to choose what laws go into place, what ideas go into place. But Christianity shouldn't be a reason that I can or cannot vote. There are many other people out there. There's Jews, and there's Quakers, and there's many other forms of Christianity, Catholicism. Yet, one of the big things we have to remember is that many of us are moving to this new land, and we have to share it. So here in Providence, I again made it safe for all religions. As I said a little bit earlier, I didn't really mention this, but we do have many people from Jewish to Quakers. I'm quoted as saying as well, enforced uniformity confounds civil and religious liberty and denies principles of Christianity and civility. No man shall be required to worship or maintain a worship against his will. Again, this is what a lot of people are meant to do. They have to prove that they are Christians in order to vote, in order to own land, in order to feel like they actually matter. They have to prove it to someone else. That's wrong. I can't force someone to say that they're a Christian just so that they feel like human beings. Anyone who wants to live in America free of religion and free of religious persecution is free to live here. We've even had some famous people who have gone against the Massachusetts Bay Colony, as well as some of the other ideals that aren't very popular. One of those people was Anne Hutchinson. She was persecuted by the Massachusetts Bay Colony, who believed that she was a witch, who believed that she was doing things that weren't what she was supposed to as a woman in this country. In this colony. And after being prosecuted, she was told to leave, and ultimately she decided to come here to Providence. She really enjoyed herself here. She seemed one with it. However, she was forced to leave because she kind of had a fear of the Massachusetts Bay Colony taking over Providence. They've been threatening it multiple times over the past few years, which I didn't agree with, but the fear was enough to make her move to New Netherlands in order to avoid trouble that she would have if they were to take over our colony. I haven't heard of her very recently, but I hope that she's doing well and that she's staying out of trouble with both those in the Massachusetts Bay Company along with the native Indians in our land. This trouble that the Massachusetts Bay Colony had caused for Anne Hutchinson was one of the reasons that I ultimately decided to go to the king to get the right to have land here. I don't agree with it. I don't think that charters are necessary. I believe that the Indians who I bought this land from, they are the ones who gave me the right to be on this land and to build this area of Providence for all of you. Yet, again, as that fear of the Massachusetts Bay Colony really came to me, I knew that I had to finally do it. And I've been very happy to say that we were given that charter and we've been able to build a wonderful city. This colony is great. We have overcome many different issues that have been brought upon us by those in Massachusetts, those around the world, those in England, those close, those far, and we are still going through issues. However, I believe that one day we will be successful and we will overcome all of these. For one, we have a lot of power struggles, to say the least. We have started with this, really, going all the way from Massachusetts. We have people like John Cotton, the minister from Boston, who, because he banished me, it really proved that there was injustice in this world, and that there is injustice and intolerance for people who do not agree with others. Although this might be successful for now with them, ultimately, it will show fatal. It really is too bad, because hopefully, we may not have proven it yet, but with Providence, hopefully we can prove that coming together is much better than being apart. Now again, as I said earlier, we have had some issues with this. We have many different people, as I've stated earlier, who come from different backgrounds. For us, we believe in certain things that the Quakers may not believe, or that the Jewish people may not believe. Because of this, there have been some people who have tried to take over our colony. From the inside, of course, not from the outside. This was always a struggle, and obviously we don't want this to be the case, but it's something that we have been fighting in order to protect both ourselves as well as those who are with us. Like our friends who gave us this land, we have to work in order to dispute and help dispute those who try to take the land of the local Indians. This is an issue we've been facing for a long time. And I've always tried to be a mediator between both parties. But sooner or later, it may not be possible to mediate these issues. We also have issues with our king. He believes that this is his land. And yet, even though I do not, even though I have this charter that says that it is my land from the king, I purchased this land from those who were here before us. That is why we have such respect. That is why we thrived when others did not. This was necessary, and sadly, many people don't agree with this. Again, like our king, who does not believe this. And this could hurt both us, as well as our neighbors, as well as anyone else. We're just here for peace. But right now, that's not the case. And it's kind of a scary time that we're living in right now. And with this, people are worried about me as well. The leaders of our religion are worried because they think my ties with the Narragansett people are too close. But with all these issues, I guarantee you that this is one of the best places to live anywhere. Again, we may have some struggles between people who think they have power and those who do not. Providence is a place for free people. And no matter what happens, you will be free here. Whether you're any religion, anything, we want to make sure that this is a safe place for you. And that is a place of peace. So, hopefully you can see that Rhode Island and whatever the future holds for us is going to be successful. We want you to come here. We want you to enjoy this land that was so gracious and so beautiful for us, that was given by God. And we want you to enjoy it. Again, I hope that you will one day think back to us and see that coming together as one is better than being separate, and better than having laws that forbid us from being one. So please, please, learn from our lessons, learn from my lessons, learn from all of us here, and create a better world for the future. Thank you.